Hey vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. I hope everybody's having a good new year so far. It's cold and wet and snowing here, so nice day to stay inside and make a video. This video is going to be about the last vinyl finds that I found of 2022. I went to two of my favorite record stores in Cleveland, A Separate Reality and My Mind's Eye. So I'm going to show you what I got from them, but first I want to show you this. I got a package from Cosmic Brian. I did a trade with him a couple months ago. I traded a Flaming Lips album for Aphrodite's Child 666 album. So Brian sent me this package. I opened it up already, but I'll show you what's in it. First, he sent me some really cool stickers here. The Euclid Records, vintage vinyl, Delmar and U City, wherever that is. It's really cool. And then this War of Sound, really cool. And he also threw in, oh wait, there's this little postcard here. I guess it's like an advertisement of an upcoming graphic novel. So that was pretty cool. And then also Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. This is pretty cool. It was written by Bruce Campbell, who was in the movies of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead and all that. But this is really cool. It's got some really cool artwork in it. I haven't read this yet, but I really love the Evil Dead movies. And there's a lot of cool stuff in here. So that's cool. And then finally the record. So first he sent me this, The Young Eyes, Infinite Light. I haven't heard this. I don't have any idea about what it is, but I looked it up on Discog, and it describes the music as psychedelic avant-garde. So that's right up my alley. So I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy this. I'll be spinning this later. So that's the other. And then finally, this is what I've been wanting. I've been looking for this album for a long time, and I'm so glad to have it. So thank you so much, Brian. You don't know what this means. I finally got this in my collection. Really a grail of sorts, I guess. But yeah, this is a great album. I haven't listened to this album yet. I haven't got a chance to spin these yet, but I will be doing that very shortly. But thanks again, Brian. I really appreciate it. It's really good stuff. So thank you. Okay, so I got a Christmas bonus where I work, a pretty nice sized bonus. So I treated myself. I went to, as I mentioned before, I went to two of my favorite record stores in Cleveland, and I'll show you what I got. First up is from A Separate Reality, and got this. This is Wizards of Kansas. Really good psych. This came out originally in 1968. I don't know a lot about this band, but this is so good. It's probably close in style to the Ultimate Spinach and bands of that ilk from the late 60s, but great stuff. Really good. I'm really happy to find this. I've heard some of it before I bought it, and it's just really enjoyable, really good psychedelic rock. The Wizards from Kansas. Up next, this is the Sweet Give Us a Wink. I hate this album cover. It's just so stupid. I mean, this gimmick thing here, you know. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I don't know. It's just kind of an awkward packaging, I think. But the music inside redeems it. This is so good. It's just really good hard rock from 1976. This came out, but the songs on here are just fantastic. Like Action, Yesterday's Rain, Healer, Lies in Your Eyes. There's only one ballad on here called Lady Starlight, and that kind of slows it down a little bit, but the rest of the album just rocks, man. This is really good. I'm really glad to get a hold of this. The Sweet Give Us a Wink. Up next, this is the Baroques. This is from 1967. This is a reissue on Sundays. This is pretty good. Psych, of course. Just great stuff. I played this a few times. I really like it. I guess I gotta listen to it a little bit more to really get into it, but really worth having. This is the Baroques self-titled album. Really good. From 1967. And up next, this is Tonto's Expanding Headband, Zero Time. This is an instrumental. Two guys, they're both multi-instrumentalists, but really good stuff. It's something to put on for like background music, like if you're cleaning the house or something, or just doing some project and want some, or even as Brian suggested, using it as background music when you read your comic books. So, yeah, Tonto's Expanding Headband, really good album, kind of psyche, but all instrumental, just great stuff. Tonto's Expanding Headband. Up next, this is the Ventures Guitar Freakout. It's my first Ventures album. Great stuff, everybody knows the Ventures, classic instrumental. The thing they would do is they would take like current hits of the day and do an instrumental version of them. And they're always really good. On this one, they got Good Thing, which I think was Paul Revere and the Raiders song. What's the other one here? I'm a Believer, cover of the Monkees song, and Snoopy versus the Red Baron, and also the theme from the Wild Angels. But really good. A little bit on the psych side, like psych pop, but not too much. But great stuff from the Ventures. Guitar Freakout. Up next, this one was a blind buy, and you see this cover, and it's like, oh my god, it's just so psyche, and didn't have any idea what this sounded like. I looked it up on Discogs on my phone, and it described it as psychedelic music, so okay, I'll take a chance on this. Turns out it's great. It's really good. The guitar work on this is so good, so excellent. These guys are from Norway. There's two guys, similar to Tonto's expanding headband, I guess. But two guys from Norway. They're both multi-instrumentalists. They play like electric acoustic guitars, bow guitar, moog, bells, reverse cymbals, tom-toms. The other guy also plays like guitar, 12-string acoustic, moog, string ensemble, cymbals, and ring-modulated penny whistle. And they're also accompanied by three people playing drums, flute, and bongos. But the guitar work on this is excellent. It's so good. And if you ever see this and you're into psych, I highly recommend that you pick this up, because it's a killer psych album. It's really, really good. Tangle Edge is the name of the band. The album is called The Psychological Perspective of Tangle Edge in Search for a New Dawn. But great album. If you see it, pick it up. It's so good. Up next, I have this book. I don't have it handy right now, but it's a psychedelia, and it has like 100 psych albums, and my mission is to obtain every album in that book. And I have over half of them now, but I got another one I can cross off the list. This is Clark Hutchinson, A=mh². This is incredible. This is another duo, two guys. This is the third album I bought that it's a duo. But two guys, multi-instrumentalists, just really, really good. They play a lot of different instruments. There's timpani, piano, tenor and alto sax, bagpipes, maracas, bongos, lead guitar. Just great stuff, man. This is so good. I highly recommend this if you see this around. This is this is a 2004 Akarma reissue. This originally came out in 1969 on the Decca label, but great stuff. I'm so happy to get this, and another one to mark off my list of the psychedelic albums. Really good stuff. Clark Hutchinson. Alright, these next two are like things that I've been wanting for a long time. This one is Demian. This band used to be known as Bubble Puppy. They released an album on International Artist Records under that name. They're probably best known for their song Hot Smoke and Sassafras. But this is great. This is hard rock, heavy guitar. Man, it's just great stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, you really need to check these guys out. It's so good. Demian, self-titled. This is from 1970. Originally, this is a reissue, I think from this year or from last year, 2022. But it plays at 45. And there's the album, and it's a single album, and the entire album is, you play it at 45, and it plays the length of the LP. It's kind of weird. I didn't know they could do that, but because usually when they reissue an album and it plays at 45, it's spread out over 2 albums. But anyway, this is just great stuff. If you see this and you're interested in hard rock with psych touches, it's a good album to get. It's Demian. And now, This is like the holiest of grails. This one I've been looking for such a long time. I thought about getting it online, but the prices are just totally outrageous on this. Even the reissues are incredibly high priced. But the guy at Separate Reality gave me a really good deal on it. This is Toad. So good. This is even, it's autographed by Vic Verdi, who is one of the members. I believe he was the guitarist of the band. But, oh man, this is great stuff. Hard rock, kind of almost a jazzy overtone to it. It's just great stuff. I don't know what to say. I've been wanting this for a long time, and I finally got it, and I'm like speechless about it. But it's so good. Just really, really good. They have a couple other albums out too that I want to check out. But this one, their first one, killer. Just so killer. Good hard rock. Probably in the realm of like Leaf Hound, those type of bands. But great album. This is self-titled Toad. So happy to have that now. Alright, that was all from A Separate Reality. The next batch is going to be from My Mind's Eye. And there's a little thing there. I don't know if you can see that well. But that's a business card I got from My Mind's Eye. Okay. They have a used section. I found this in there. The Meat Puppets Mirage on SST Records. This is from 1987. Really good. It's laid back punk with kind of a country tinge to it. I know I showed one of their albums before and I said these guys were from Texas, but that's wrong. They're not from Texas. They're from Arizona. But great stuff. Really good. Love the Meat Puppets. This is called Mirage, by the way. Kind of psychedelic cover there. But really good stuff from the Meat Puppets. And up next, this is a brand new reissue. This is Bauhaus. The Sky's Gone Out. This is their third album from, I believe it was 1982. I'm not sure, but great stuff. Goth rock from Bauhaus. Everybody knows Bauhaus. Really good stuff. Can't go wrong with them. But this was like the last album I needed to complete the discography. But really good. I'm so glad I finally got that. I'm glad they finally reissued it. And up next, X-Ray Spex, Germ-Free Adolescence with polystyrene on vocals. This originally came out in 1978. This is a 2022 reissue from Real Gone Music. Really good stuff. I missed out on this when it first came out. I was more into the Clash and the Sex Pistols and all that stuff, but I kind of missed out on this band. But I'm glad I picked it up now because this is excellent stuff. Excellent classic punk. X-Ray Spex. So really good. I'm glad I picked this up. I've heard some of the stuff before. I've heard the singles like "Oh Bondage Up Yours" and things like that, but I never got around to getting the album. So I finally got it. It's a great album. Great classic punk album from 1978. X-Ray Spex, Germ-Free Adolescence. Up next, this is Sugar File Under Easy Listening. This is Bob Mould's band after Husker Du. I think he did a couple of solo albums after he left Husker Du, and then a few years later he formed this band, and they got several albums out. This is their second album. I'd like to get their first one. It's called Copper Blue. It's more of a harder edge. This one's a little more, it's poppier and it's laid back. And I gotta say, the Foo Fighters owe a big debt to Bob Mould. I mean, the sound of this record and their first one, very similar to the sound of the Foo Fighters. You know, and this came out in, oh, this is a 2012 reissue, but this came out sometime in the 90s. But great stuff from Bob Mould and company. Really good songs. The one that really stands out to me is Believe What You're Saying and Your Favorite Thing. They're both really good. But the whole album's great. It's like I said, kind of a mellower, power poppy type thing, but good stuff. Sugar, File Under Easy Listening. Okay, this one. This is Stony and the Jagged Edge. Chasing Rainbows, the title of the album. This is really good. It's heavy psych, like guitar psych, and the music on here, this is the only known existing recording of this band. They never put out an album while they were together. They played a lot of shows. You can see these poster handbills and stuff. They played shows at the Grande Ballroom and the Fillmore and stuff like that. So they were a popular band, but they never actually released an album. But this is really, really good. It's just them. It's a live recording, but it's done in a studio, and it was recorded in May of 1968. So this album came out, I'm not sure, probably within the last, 2014. So there you go, really good stuff. Stony and the Jagged Edge. If you like hard, heavy psych rock, this will do it for you. Stony and the Jagged Edge, Chasing Rainbows. Up next, this is the Butthole Surfers. Psychic, Psychic Powerless, Another Man's Sack. I believe this is their first full-length album. They put out a few EPs before this. This is from 1984. I admit the Butthole Surfers are kind of an acquired taste. But man, this is great. This is like psychedelic punk. It's just really good. I really enjoy these guys. I've got a lot of their other records. Just great stuff from the Butthole Surfers. And up next, this is The Power of Zeus, the Gospel According to Zeus. This is great. This is like hard and heavy rock. This originally came out in 1970 on the Rare Earth label. This is from a label called Mr. Bongo, but they replicate the original label there for Rare Earth Records. But really good. Came in this nice poly sleeve lined bag, but really good stuff. Great hard rock. Good album all the way around. The Power of Zeus, Gospel According to Zeus. if you're into heavy rock, this one's a good one to get. And we have this one. This is Alice Coltrane, Ta the El Dowd. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm not a really big jazz person. I have about maybe 30 to 40 jazz albums. But this, man, this is just really good. It's kind of mellow, kind of avant-garde-ish, but and it's like free form. It's so good. I've seen a few people show like original copies of this. That's how I got interested in it. But I finally got it, and this is a reissue that just came out like last year. This originally came out in, I think, 1968. I could be wrong, but great album, really good, and I'm so happy to get this as a good addition to my jazz collection. Alice Coltrane, Ta the El Dowd. And so that's it for my Christmas haul, I guess. But there's one thing I wanted to mention. I want to talk about this. As you all know, you probably heard by now that Jeff Beck passed away on January 10th. So it got me thinking about some of the stuff that he's done. And this album, this is the Yardbirds' like second or third album, I think. But incredible. The stuff he did on this album was so innovative. The song, where is it? It's not on this version. I have several versions of this, and there's different song lineups, but this one, Over, Under, Sideways, Down, The Nazar Blue, all of it, Ever Since the World Began, Rack My Mind. I mean, Beck did such a great job on guitar on these albums, on all the Yardbirds albums that he was on. It was so innovative, and I think the rock world's gonna really miss him. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that, and take care, everybody. Thanks again so much to Brian for the records and stuff, and I'll talk to you later. Take care, VC.